Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mary and currently I am pregnant with our baby number 2, and I'm so excited and happy to make this kind of video for you guys. Today's video is going to be another update, and if you have been following me recently, you know we have been through an IVF treatment which hasn't been that easy for us, and this is not our first IVF, unfortunately. We had multiple miscarriages in our past, and now I am happy to say that I am 8 weeks pregnant already with our baby number 2, and everything looks fine. So if you're someone who is currently pregnant or is going through an IVF treatment or is just interested in motherhood type of content, please consider subscribing, become a part of my community. I would love to have you here. So at this moment when I'm filming this video, I am 7 weeks and 6 days pregnant, you guys, and I feel really blessed to tell you that everything is going fine. There has been tons of stuff going on the last 2 weeks and they didn't look good, and I honestly did not think that today I will be updating you on something positive. I actually thought that I may have to tell you that I'm not pregnant anymore, but fortunately I am still pregnant and everything looks fine. So the last update I did was my first ultrasound picture, and I told you we have the heartbeat. So the next day after posting that video, it was Saturday, so I woke up on Sunday and I saw that I have been bleeding throughout the night. It was not too much, but it was still some bleeding, and it was dark brown. Normally, I know that it belongs to pregnancy. There is nothing wrong if you're bleeding, but as we had multiple miscarriages in our past, I knew that I have to pay more attention to that because it may also mean something bad. So I took a rest. I spent almost the whole day in bed and prayed to God that it stops, but it didn't stop. So later in the evening, I noticed that the blood became a lot lighter and it was already light pink. And that was the moment when I told to my husband, we have to go to ER and see if we're still fine or there is something wrong with us. So we left my daughter, who is 4-year-old, with our grandma and went to the hospital. Like it was 9 o'clock in the evening, I think. And thanks God we didn't have to wait for a long time. The doctor found time for me, thanks God. We talked about my past and our treatment and the medication I'm taking. And also she made an ultrasound and she saw that we have a heartbeat. I felt so relieved that we still had a heartbeat, and she couldn't actually find out why I have been bleeding. There was no sign, there was nothing there to say that this may be a reason why you have been bleeding. So what she suggested me, she suggested me to stay in the hospital for the next 3 days and stay under the doctor's control so she can check on me all the time and make sure that I'm not getting out of the bed and doing something, moving around. I was allowed to go only to the toilet, and actually I refused it because I'm not a hospital type of person, and I have never spent a night without Audrey, never. She's 4 years old and we never spent a night without each other, and I kind of was not ready. I knew if that's something major I would do that, but it did not look like that's really crucial thing or something bad. So I decided to come home. And what she told me that I have to stay in bed all the time. The only time I'm allowed to get out of the bed is to go to the toilet and back. So my husband had to do a home office the whole week, and make sure that I'm staying in bed and not getting out to cook or clean, to take Audrey to kindergarten. So all this stuff he did himself, and I'm so thankful because he took such a care of us. That was unbelievable. I really did not expect that he would do such a great job, especially when he had to work like crazy and cook, clean, do grocery shopping, bring the Audrey to kindergarten, pick her up, play with her, go to playgrounds, tons of stuff, wash the clothes, and cook for me 10 times a day because I am hungry all the time, non-stop. It was amazing what he did, but my doctor told me that I have to stay in bed as long as the bleeding did not stop, and I have to double on my magnesium and continue taking my hormones. Well, the magnesium did not work for me because I normally take 250 grams of magnesium a day, and from 500 grams I got really bad headaches and like really bad. So I knew that like I don't need that much. I went back again on my magnesium, and I stayed in bed for like, we went on Sunday, and Saturday the next week was the first day when I got out of the bed. So the next thing that happened to me is that around Thursday that week, when I was in bed rest, I kind of lost all the symptoms I was having during the pregnancy. So my breast did not feel that sore, my dizziness was gone, I did not have nausea anyway, so I felt that I'm not pregnant anymore. And my belly actually did not feel that tight. So I kind of thought that that's it, because I had that in the past as well, when I had my symptoms reduced with the time, and then we found out that the heart stopped beating. So on Tuesday, which is the day before yesterday, today is Thursday when I am filming for you, I had my actually third ultrasound, but like second one at my doctor's office. And how surprised I was to hear that we have a heartbeat and the baby is just fine. It has been growing fine, everything looks perfect. And you guys, I really did not expect to hear that. I gave up on the pregnancy. On Monday I thought that I'm not pregnant anymore, really, and I did not come out here to tell you anything because I did not want, if you're not sure, you don't want to play on the emotions of people. I am that kind of person, and I did not tell that to anyone, none of our friends, family members. Only my mother-in-law knew, because she took care of Audrey when I was in the hospital. But I'm a type of person who does not like to play on the emotions and feelings of other people. So I just kept it in myself. I wanted to be sure that either it's good or it really is not good, so I could make a proper update for you guys. And I was surprised, relieved, happy, over the moon. There is no words to describe, you guys, what I felt on Tuesday when my doctor was like, actually, I just closed my ears, eyes, like everything. I was just blocked the moment she was doing the ultrasound. I didn't want to hear anything. And she was like, Mary, you're doing fine, everything looks good. And I forgot even to ask her, how big is the baby? Really, like, I was so, I can't even tell you what I was feeling at that moment. I forgot to ask her any questions. She was like, the baby is measuring good, you're doing fine, you can open your ears, you can open your eyes, you're doing fine. And it was like, really, she knows me, so she is, I have an amazing doctor actually. So now, as I am officially pregnant, I got my Mutterpass. And if you don't know what Mutterpass is, in Germany, when you are 8 weeks pregnant, you get your first, or after your ultrasound. If you're normally pregnant, then after your first ultrasound. If you're pregnant like me, then after your first ultrasound by your normal doctor, you get a Mutterpass. This is a pass where all your where everything will be registered about you and your baby. For example, I have all my laboratory tests written down here, my blood group. I have here a place, like, it's my second, I have Audrey's pregnancy in this Mutterpass as well. So we had to start from the other side for our baby number 2, and here she just writes down all the, wait a second, here, this was from Audrey. Okay. And in this Mutterpass, you see, guys, now it's for baby number 2. She had to write down all the sicknesses I have or I don't have, even from my relatives. Like if my relatives had a blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, whatever, my doctor had to write that write that down. She had to do like she had to go with me through some points, like what I am allowed to eat, sports I'm allowed to do, about alcohol, drugs, smoking. Not that I'm doing it, but it's her responsibility to talk to me about all this stuff, about even dental care, like the risks of, during my pregnancy, what kind of tests I have to do, what, like every single little thing. It goes all in this pass. And over here you have a place where every single time I get a check, I get an ultrasound, she will write down everything, like my blood pressure, heart rate, about the baby, how much the baby is measuring, which week is that, if it's look good, it doesn't look good, the medication I'm taking. Everything goes into this pass, and I have to carry this with me all the time in case something happens to me on the street. So if I'm picked up with an ambulance or a doctor comes, they have all the information about me in one book, which is amazing. And the next thing I got is my little ultrasound. Let me close here something. Here. My ultrasound picture. You guys, you don't see that baby that good because it's like really on the top of my uterus. Like it hit herself or himself here on the top, and we could hardly see it, but it had a heartbeat measured perfect. And I am so happy to have this picture now. It's like feels amazing. I really start feeling that this is real and this is actually happening to me. The heart rate, everything is written down on this ultrasound, and this is amazing. Feels really amazing. So about my symptoms, you guys, as I told you, from Thursday last week I lost all the symptoms I was having. So far this pregnancy has been very similar to Audrey's pregnancy, with the exception of bleeding, because I did not bleed when I was pregnant with Audrey. But I don't have any nausea, as I didn't have before. Tiny bit of dizziness, like if I wouldn't know that I'm pregnant, like officially know that I'm pregnant, I wouldn't even guess that I'm pregnant. The only thing I have is that I am tired, extremely tired all the time. Like all the time. I can barely wake up in the morning or get up from the bed. I take naps during the day. I have to take naps. Like if I'm out, I will just fall asleep in tram or in the bus. I also have an enormous, like a huge bloating. Like I am so bloated, you guys. I don't think I only had this kind of bloating when I had my overstimulation syndrome back then after my IVF treatment. I talked about that as well, and this bloating is like just exactly the same. I can hardly breathe and I can hardly eat anything. The only thing that makes me feel better is when I eat like fresh vegetables and nothing else. I can't eat too much bread. If I eat too much bread, then that's it for me. I can't eat any heavy, greasy, cheesy food because I can't sleep. So the other symptom that I'm experiencing is sweating. Like I sweat all the time. It's gross to talk about that probably, but I have to take shower 2 times minimum, and sometimes even 3 times a day, because I sweat like crazy. I wake up, I have to get into shower. I have to get into shower before I pick up Audrey, because if I do something around the house, then I'm done completely wet. And then in Audrey's kindergarten is so hot. I just go there and I'm already like covered in sweat. So we come home and I get into shower again. Like this is another symptom. I never had this before. Even outside when I'm walking, I just leave my jacket open and it's freezing cold outside, but I have just this heat all the time in me. So I think this was all I wanted to share with you guys. As I told you, I don't have much symptoms. Like it feels very easy and light pregnancy if you forget about the bleeding part, but all in all, I feel perfect. Baby is perfect. I already have a big belly. Actually, I was surprised from the size of my belly. Of course, I don't have a flat belly. Normally, I have a little bit, I'm a curvy person, but this pregnancy, I grew on all directions. Like I grew from the sides, my belly grew, and I can't fit into any of my clothes anymore, like jeans anymore. So currently I am wearing my maternity jeans that I had from Audrey. I didn't buy any maternity clothes yet. I want to be sure that this pregnancy is going to progress before I buy some maternity clothes. I don't know, it's my weird thing, but I still have a couple of pants, and like my tops are all loose, so they fit still. That's not a problem. But when it comes to pants, I have a couple of pants. I can be fine with that. On the 13th week, we are planning to do a genetic test on the baby, but I will talk about that later on the other updates. And I'm planning to update you guys hopefully every single week and share with you what's going on. I hope you will like that. And now let me show you my bump, but just keep it in mind that I still have probably it's 80% of it's 80% pregnancy belly, and the 20% is my savings. So guys, here is the belly for 8 weeks pregnancy. As you see, it's quite big now. Let me move like this. It is big if you look like this. So I still have a little bit from myself, from my fat, but mostly it's the belly. So the baby is measuring the size of raspberry, and the uterus is the size of orange. Here is from the front. You see like all my sides are out now, which I normally don't have, but it's like that now since I'm pregnant. And as this is not my first pregnancy, it looks like my body knows what to do, so it just pumped out. And currently I'm wearing like a maternity pants. I can't fit into anything else anymore. So you guys, thank you so much for watching this video through. I hope you enjoyed it and liked it, and if so, please don't forget to give me thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you're informed every single time I post a video. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.